The ducks are so funny. I'm throwing the ball to Macy early morning and I haven't fed the ducks yet. They've wandered all the way over to say, come on, hurry up, get us our duck food. I can also hear Henry, the rooster, crowing in the distance as well. They're so funny, they've followed me all the way over. While Macy is somewhere down there, either hiding the ball or trying to bring it back to me. Come on, Macy, bring the ball. Come on. Come on, Macy. Come on. Oh, good girl, bring the ball. Bring the ball. Good girl. No, right to my feet. No, here. Come on. No, bring it here, Macy. Macy, bring me the ball. Good girl. Oh, Macy, 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 get the ball. Bring it here. Bring it here. Bring it here. Right to my feet. No, Macy. Good girl. I don't want it going into the pond because it's too early to get her wet. Good girl. Bring it here. I love this dog. She's so much fun. No. Bring it here. No. Macy, bring it here. Bring it here, come on. Macy, bring it here. Hey, no. See, look, she's trying to bury it. I think she's had enough for the morning. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go. That wasn't a big, long run. Let's go feed the animals, eh? Good girl, come on. Okay, come on. Take the ball back home. She's trying to bury it again. I'm going to grab it. Look at her. She loves hiding all the balls. I found this one actually in the pond the other day. Let's go back and get it. She doesn't know. I'll sneak back and come and get it. Good hide, Macy. Does that mean? Maybe it is. Come on, Macy, let's go. Today is a glorious morning. As you saw just a few moments ago, I took Macy for a little ball throw down the side of the section, and since then I've fed the ducks. Everybody's happy, and I fed the chickens, of course, and the cat, and the fish, and the doves. They're all fed, they're all happy, and even me. Anyway, on to what I'm up to today. I am up to doing the cushions for the chaise lounge in the previous few episodes. I've picked some fabric, I've got some old foam that I use for making squabs, and cushions and such like. I cut that out with an electric knife, and then I make the cushions and things for the chaise lounge. I've also deconstructed by unpicking a pillow cover for a cushion, and with that I'm going to use that as a pattern to make another cushion cover for one of the cushions that I have. So come along with me on this journey of getting the chaise lounge up and running with some gorgeous cushions. Okay, what do you think of my bananas off my banana palm? I've been eating them every day because they ripen very slowly, so it's great, a few ripen at a time. Okay, so here's the deconstructed pillow case, not pillow case, cushion cover. So I'm going to make a new cushion out of that. These are the fabrics that I've bought. That one will probably do for that big head cushion. This one will do some smaller cushions. I like the palms and everything. And this one is going to do the big squab at the bottom. I like the New Zealand sort of native theme of all the ferns and things with that. That's the cushion there. And these are the squabs over here. You can see where I've drawn a line around them. And at the bottom. So where I'm going to get out the electric bread knife and cut that out. Okay, so now that I have cut out the foam for the base of the chaise lounge, I'm going to start working on the cushion that I already have cut out a template for, the cushion cover. And then once I've done that, and hopefully the sun has dried out the bath, because at the moment it will be pretty wet down there because of the mildew overnight, not mildew, the dew overnight. Quite often I get very tongue-tied with my words. Anyway, I will continue to work on the cushion cover, get that made, and then we will take the foam that we've just cut out down to the bath and try it for size, and then we will work on that cushion or make any alterations to the foam with the bread knife. So onwards and upwards, and let's get cracking. Okay, so if I have enough fabric left, I'm going to use the trim, but the trim needs to be cut on the bias because it needs to have some give or movement in the fabric. So the bias is that way. So there's a waft and a weft, so it's a crossways. So this is the trim here to go around on both sides of the cushion, but for some reason I can't find it here. Oh, here you go, it's in behind me. So I need 2 lots of those, so I'm going to do a few joins because the fabric is not going to be long enough, so I'm just going to put it on the bias. So the bias, because I've cut some out, is down that way, so that's okay. I'll just sort of do it as well as I can. It should be alright, as well as I can. It's across like that, across like that, and I need to see how wide this is, and then I'm going to have a few joins. So let's measure that. Sewing is where you do actually need to make sure your measurements are pretty pristine and tight, because there's not a lot of room for give unless you take it out of the seam allowance. So that's 3.5 centimetres. So I'm just going to do strips of 3.5 centimetres down, and then I'm going to join them. 3.5 centimetres. I'm using my soap. Soap's a good one to use as a marker, because it washes out in the wash, so you get it nice and sharp. Use your leftover bits of, oh actually, just a sec. I don't actually need it to be doubled like this. Good thinking, Angela. So that's a half. So it needs to come across like that, 3.5 centimetres. So I need a big long ruler. I'm just going to go and get my big long ruler, make the job a bit easier. As you can see, Macy always wants to play. I've already had her out today, but she still wants to play, which is a little bit annoying. My tape measure, I've got 3.5 centimetres, so I can use this ruler and go straight down across like that. I'll just measure how wide this ruler is. Ideally it's going to be 3.5 centimetres. That's 4 centimetres. So that's okay. It's 4 centimetres. So I'll just do one line. Hopefully it's not going to be perfect. Hopefully I'll do it as well as I can. And just make a lot of strips. Okay, first up to do this bias binding, I'm going to stitch all this bias together. So it needs to go up that way. So it's from that point there to that point there. From that point there to that point there. So let's have a look. Put on a smaller stitch as well. So then you can see, fold up like that, and it's all running in one line. So let's go to the next one. Okay, same deal, corner to corner. Let's go that way. Corner. There. Take the pins out, or else you're going to have a broken needle, which I did do the other day. And it upsets the balance of the machine, which is a costly mistake. And that one's up like that. So I think we only had 2 joins. So what I'm going to do now is this with the cord. I'm going to put it in there. I'm actually going to stitch it across the top. Oh, I'm going to need another foot. I'll just stitch it across like this first of all. Just stitch it so you don't lose it. So what I've done is I just stitched it, only just, so that with the seam to join, it's not underneath the cord. And then I'm going to get the zipper foot, because I need to get nice and close to the cord and to stitch all the way down. So let's go get that. Okay, so I've got the zipper foot. And that'll allow me getting close to the cord. Put that in the right way. And we start. Okay, so I need to line up these 2 lines, and that's going to be the seam allowance on either side. I want that nice and close, so I'm going to put that as close as I can get it. Put because that'll make the cord stand out. And I'm just going to do a seam all the way down there. Okay, I've sealed the end there, and the join is here. So the join you can hardly even see. It's across from there over to there. So now what I'm going to do is I can cut off the end, and that should be, I'll cut off this end, and then I'm going to join it onto the actual cushion side itself. Okay, we're cracking on with this pillow cushion cover, and it's quite time consuming. It does take a bit of time. It's almost taken all day today to do this cushion cover, but it's easier doing it if you've got a pattern that or template that you can work from. So I've stitched up all of the side. I've sewn the little piping around the edge of both of them. I put the zip in. I actually ended up taking the old zip out of the other one, and so I've got the zip in. You can see that's all in. Stitched this all on one side, and hopefully we're going to stick it all together soon. So I'll just crack on with what we're doing. Okay, so I've stitched all the one side on, and I'm about to stitch the other side on, put the zip in, and I'm just going to zigzag with I've got some pinking shears here that will help the fraying. I was going to overlock it, but I didn't, so the overlocking gives a lot more bulk, so I just thought I'd go along and zigzag all the edges. So it's just basically just and that will stop the fraying, because this fabric does fray quite a bit, and it's easier to probably do it now before I get to the next stage of actually sticking it onto the other side. So I'll just carry on. You can see this, carry on zigzagging the edges. Okay, I'm just going along and I'm pinning the front to the back, and then I'm just to make sure, hopefully, if I did the and just to make sure that hopefully when I took the template, I did it correctly. You need to make sure when you take the template that you always do it and sew it exactly how they have sewn it. For instance, this one I can see did a 1.5 seam allowance, which is usually commonplace. A lot of the wedding dresses and things like that have got a 1 centimetre seam allowance because it's obviously less bulk, but in the old days it was mainly 1.5 centimetres. And so once I made a mistake of sewing something, and I did a different seam allowance and nothing fit. So that's my dyslexia for you. I'm not so good with instructions, and I'm sure my husband will agree with that as well. He thinks that I'm not so good with instructions. However, I like to do it my way, and usually it works out okay. So then another trick is make sure when you're stitching in a cushion that's got a zip in it that you leave the zip open, so because at the moment we're working with it inside out, and if you shut the zip and you sew it all around, you can't get into the cushion. So you need to leave it slightly open so you can actually get your fingers in and open it up before you turn it right way out and stick it onto your filling, whatever your filling may be, foam or cushion or whatever sort of padding your cushion's going to have. So it looks like it's going to fit all okay, so which is pretty pleasing. and I'll go and whip around this in the sewing machine, and hopefully it's going to look pretty fab. And then we will go down to the bath area. It has taken me all day to do this pretty much, and I've still got some more pillows to do. We'll go round to the take the foam down to the bath area and just check that that fits okay before I make the cushion for that. And we'll take this down and see what you think. Okay, I'll nip off to the sewing machine. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, I've stitched it up and it looks pretty nice, so let's hope I wasn't too hard on the seams. And I had one other thought, that if you haven't got, because I mentioned before about overlocking, and I'm just going to fold this pillow in half so it's easier to get in. If you haven't got an overlocker, or you haven't got any of these like pinking shears, the ordinary zigzag actually works just as well. Which way does it go? The ordinary zigzag on the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine works really well as well. So it's going to be nice and snug. Let's have a look, get those corners in. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. I'm just going to fold it down a bit. Let it pop into place. It should just pop into place. Get my hand out. Squash it down. Pull it down. Let's just move it into place a bit. Move it into place. Looks pretty cool with the piping around the edges. Fits nicely. Job well done, I would say. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to have a little bit of a clean up in here before I start the next pillow, cushion, squab. So I'll have a little bit of clean up and then we'll head off down to the pond and we will put this pillow in and the squabs and see if they need some alterations before I make the cushion covers for them. Actually, I'm really pretty happy with this. Macy, no! Macy, come here. Come here. Stop it. I'm actually really happy with it. I think once it's got the squab fits in really nicely. I've made a little bit of an indent into it because we've got a little thing there, but I want it to still be the same sort of height as the other one. Because I didn't have enough foam, I'm going to have to connect that one, but it fits in there nicely. And the cushion looks great. I'm thinking up the side here, I will do a couple of like round, or what do you call them, those sort of bolster kind of cushions, one on either side. Or maybe one round one and one square one. It'd be really cool to get some sort of gold in there, but I didn't have any gold fabric, but maybe some gold tassels or something. But it's going to be quite nice. I'm, yeah, pretty excited. I wonder what sort of birds they are up there. No, plovers? I'm not sure what makes that noise. So, and one of the orchids is about to flower over there. That was one that I've had to move away from the side because obviously the deer have had a good nibble at it. Yep. The flower's going to be quite pretty. And I also went op shopping with my sisters yesterday and see these lovely bed ends that I was given. I was given these from a very dear friend of mine. So I've used those as a barrier. Well, when we were at the op shop yesterday, I got a few great little finds. I'll come up and show you what we got, and to add into our pretty cool area. Oh, look, I'm really happy with it. Everything's looking quite pretty at the moment. That gorgeous magnolia at the back over there, tucked in with all the gorse that we're still trying to get rid of. The bath area. Look at these gorgeous, they came from my grandmother's garden. I think they're a bit of a weed, but I like them and they're doing really well. But in around here, which I'm going to show you, I got for $2 at the op shop another bed end. Now the gold knobs that sit on the top, I took them off because I couldn't fit the bed end into my sister's car. So I've got the gold knobs inside and we're going to use that as another barrier. But I also bought, that's my hobbit gate there, a couple of gold cherubs, and I've been making some lead tin roses, so I'm thinking I might put the gold cherub in the middle on either side and maybe some of my tin roses. We picked up this cool bed head from my sister-in-law last night, so we're going to use that as well as part of our fencing in around the pond area, which will look pretty cool, I reckon. We're just going to go and store it where we've got the other stuff. And these are the knobs that go on the top of the bed head, and these are the little cherubs that I bought. So I'm thinking if I paint them that nice gold paint, oops, if I paint them the nice gold paint as the feet ends, put one on either side, and this is the tin flower I've been making. So a few things to think about and see how it all pans out. As I'm a big one of recycling things, I had planned to make two round bolsters to put on the side of the chaise lounge, but I found this dumpy sort of, I don't know what it is, cushion, inner, bed, inner, something, whatever. But I found it, and I'm going to use that for the chaise lounge. And I've got this fabric with the palm trees. So I think that'll go quite nicely with the Monstera one cushion I've already made. I'll make that one, and then I've measured out the, Macy, get off. Oh my gosh, look at her. It's almost like she thinks that she's the king, or the queen actually, the queen of our family. I've just had to tell her off for chasing the cat. They have a real love-hate relationship. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do with that fabric. I'm going to make that there and to go into the chaise lounge. Okay, here is my puff, or whatever you call it, that I'm going to put onto the chaise lounge. I did a silly thing. I cut out two circles. There's one here, one there, and I thought, okay. I just sort of measured around there and sort of took a guesstimate. And because quite often I do guesstimates. However, I cut into the big piece of the fabric that I'd already cut out to go around here. So I've had to make a patch in there. So I put a patch, and I did it where there's a lot of the greenery fabric, so hopefully you won't see that there's a patch as much, because I had it all in one piece all the way around. And then I thought, oh, there's a good piece left to cut out another circle, which I did. That's the other circle at the top. Put the zip in. Anyway, I'm going to put the end on now, and I'm pretty happy with that as well. Hopefully it'll look great on the chaise lounge. Okay, when you fit a circle into a circle, you need to put it into quarters. So what I'm going to do there is I'll fold it across like that, and I'm going to put a pin in each of these corners, one there, one there, one there. And so then I will match up on the other side of this circle here. I will fold that into quarters and then put a pin there, 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 and there. And then I'll match the pins up and then pin it all together. Okay, so as you can see, I've quartered it all, so that one is going to be pinned to there. This pin here is going to be pinned to that one over there. And this pin that I've got here will be pinned over to that one over there. And I'll put it all round together, and then we will sew it all up. And then that's 2 cushions done and dusted. Okay, there's the big puff cushion. If you can get around, Macy. I'm really happy with that actually. I was going to do 2 smaller ones, but that might be quite nice to just squidge around in the corner of the chaise lounge. And or maybe you could use it for your feet and plop your feet up on it. What do you think, Macy? Yeah, she's not even overly interested. Are you? Not interested? Not at all. Hi again, we're back and we're about to make the final cushion or squab for the chaise lounge, unless I hear from the dentist, because I just lost half my tooth with lunch this afternoon, so I'm waiting to hear back from the dentist to see if they can get me in today. Anyway, while I'm waiting, I have drawn around the squab and I'm about to cut that out. So if you have a look around here, I've got the line of the squab, and then I've done a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. So I'm cutting out on the 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. If that is, of course, if Macy allows me, because, oh my gosh, she's constantly under my feet. Anyway, I'm not going to say crack on, because that's what I said before, and crack on just reminds me of my tooth that I've just lost. Righty-ho, so this is the under the other side. So as you can see, I've just placed the foam on top of the fabric, the same way, facing the same way the fabric was on the other side. And I'm just going to grab this marker and I'm just going to draw around. It's a bit of a drop there. And just draw around. And then carry on doing it like that. And then what I'm going to do is just carry on drawing all the way around. There you go. I'll take that off and I'll write on, so that was in, I'll write on, this can be up. Oh no, that was under. So I'll do this as top. Right, T for top. And that had a N on it, or U on, I think. T for top. And put T on here for top, so I know this is a top one. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to, with my ruler, add a 1.5 millimeter seam. There you go. So I'm just going to go all the way along there and put my 1.5 millimeter seam allowance. And then what I'll do next is I'll make of the width of the sides, I'll do the same. I'll go along, I'll measure the depth. They should all be the same sort of depth. And then I'll make big strips and join them together with the seam allowance and put it all together. Okay, I am really thrilled with the squab covering. It's going to look, I hope, pretty fabulous. I'm going to take it down to the bath now, and I'll take Macy for a run. My tooth is a bit sore because it's a bit sensitive cold now because I've lost half of it this afternoon, and I've got a dentist appointment tomorrow, so hopefully the cold isn't too upsetting on my tooth. But here goes, we'll take it down and see how it all looks. I think it looks really great, really happy. I'm thinking that lovely big round, this one, could be, I'm thinking, like a foot bolster. I'm really happy. Actually, it is so comfortable. You can see I'm enjoying lying down on this. It's really lovely. So I'm happy, and have a look at my feet. They look pretty happy too. And that bolster for my feet is just really nice and comfortable. You might be able to see Macy over there. I brought her down to throw the ball, but actually it looks like she's hidden the ball. And if you listen carefully, you might hear the more pork. Did you hear it? There it went. Blissful. Well, it was a really windy night last night and pretty wet. However, I brought down all the cushions to date that I have made, and Cunny's just jumping out of this big chair over here, which is a bit of a challenge for him to get out. But you can see the cushions that I've made there. It's actually very comfortable. Cunny is hopped in there, sat in there. We've both decided we probably don't need a cushion at the back, because that cushion there does enough tricks. We don't need anything else. Look at that gorgeous orchid down there. I had to rescue that from the deer. Cunny's just called Macy around. Have a look at the chaise lounge. It's really comfortable. I'm going to get Cunny to show you with me with my feet up on the footstool. Really happy with that. Looks great with the gold highlighted feet. Let me come around here, and if you can see the giant chair, I'll just zoom in over there, and there's the giant chair with a cushion in there. That still needs a bit of work, but I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be really good. Happy. Okay. Thanks for watching as we put the finishing touches on our chaise lounge by the pond. The cushions are in place and it's finally complete. If you enjoyed this transformation, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more projects like this. We can't wait to share what's coming next. See you in the next episode.